In the mighty name of Yahuwah, Bahasham Yahweh Yahushua HaMashiach, my beautiful people, I am going to be talking about the story of Jericho. Okay, I got some notes. So, the wall of Jericho. I'm going to read the notes, and then we are going to go and proceed with what else Daddy has to say. Okay? So, obedience. Sometimes instructions that Daddy gives us may not make sense and even seem a little silly. But they are very important and detrimental to the process and to him, because it's important to him because he told you what to do and he knows what he's trying to do. And if you'd only just listen, he could do what he's trying to do. So, but through that obedience and those instructions, your blessings and favor, because the A and the V were put together, so I forgot. I had literally, okay, I'll tell you guys something. So I spilled some wine on my shoes, okay? I spilled some wine on my slippies, and I tried to wash them and revive them, didn't work. So I had to go all the way to Ross. And the crazy thing about it is, if I had waited, like literally, I went there and they were like, we're closing in 5 minutes. I was like, 5 minutes? Baby, what are you talking about? But, like, God is so good because he knew I needed to get new slippers. And it's just at the right time. I think that's confirmation for me that what I need will come at the right time, and I won't know how important it is for me to just get up and move, but I'll get up and move, and everything will be how it's supposed to be. Now I have new slippies. They're the right size. They're comfortable, and I'm back home safely. That may be a word for somebody. Okay? So, not only that, but faith without works is dead. You have to learn to step out on faith. And even when you do get blessed, so let's say he gives you instruction and then you listen to those instructions, but then you leave out something in those instructions, like what you left out could really it could be detrimental, and it could forfeit something. That's why, like, not only like listening and being obedient, but listen to what he's telling you. And don't take him as a joke. Don't take him as this fragile old man that'll let you just get away with it just because you're his child. No. It's important that you understand what he's saying, because at the end of the day, that may be the thing that stops your blessing. So that's not only for y'all, that's for me too. Okay? And remember to be obedient in the instructions. Do not do what you're not supposed to do, but do everything you're told to do. Okay? And now that I've read that, okay. So Jericho is the city of Psalms. Okay? And Jericho basically was the foundation, or paved the way for other kingdoms to understand what type of time Israel was on. Because Israel dominated the whole land of milk and honey that Daddy told them that they would. So the instructions of Jericho was simply this. You are to have every tribe, which is 12 tribes in Israel, have every tribe walk around Jericho walls. And then at the end of that, like each day, right? For 6 days, you walk around. They walk around once, okay? And then when they're done, they shout. And then on the 7th day, they walk around 7 times, and then they shout really, 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 really loud. And then the walls come down. So Daddy said, go in there and get the plunder, the booty, and make sure you put everything aside for me. Well, somebody didn't listen. And that person, like, Daddy didn't punish the whole Israel, because before he would punish the whole Israelite. But no, not really. Like, he the type where, like, he'll hold you accountable. Like, even if it's a group of people, he's not going to hold the whole group of people accountable. He's going to pick you, the one who did it, and hold you accountable. So he did. Everybody separated from the person who did it, and he killed him. Okay? So one thing I want you guys to understand is that Daddy is really cutthroat. Like, he is not to be played with. He knows our hearts. He created us, so he knows any type of little game. Like, my kingdom spouse. I think I just got offended because, like, it was just so messed up. But he asked the question because this is really what he was thinking. Like, can you get saved just to get witchcraft, or be protected from witchcraft, and then go back to your ways? I'm just like, wow. I'm glad he answered. I'm glad he asked the question. But no. I mean, when you get saved, that's when witchcraft really just heightens. Like, honestly, when I was a little girl and I would watch princess movies, like, and I would see the witches and warlocks, and I'd be like, wow, these princesses, they have happy endings, happily ever afters. But the warfare that they go through first is not pretty. And so every princess has warfare that they have to go through with their husband to get that happily ever after. And so what my baby doesn't understand is, my love, you're gonna get saved, but you have to fight. And it don't stop because you get saved. If anything, it enhances it. It becomes even more. Okay? And I have to have grace over him, and I have to have mercy over him, because he just doesn't know. And it's like a 2-year-old saying, can I go to work just for the money and not pay bills? Like, I wish it was that way. But no, we have to pay bills, my love. Okay? And so, Daddy Yahuwah, guide me, please. What is it that you want me to say? Okay. Okay. Israel made a treaty with this prostitute. She was a prostitute. And her name was, I'm trying to, Rahab. Rahab was her name, okay? And she was a prostitute, but she came through for them, and she held it down for them. She did not let them be found when they were looking for him, the officials of Jericho. Okay? They had to spy on the place and everything and scope everything out. So she made a treaty with them. She followed through, and they kept their promises as well. But I say that to say this, that obedience, right? Anybody could be used for God. And Yahushua Mashiach came not for the people who think that that their panties don't stink. He came for the ones that know that they need their clothes washed. We need our clothes washed. So, don't judge. You know, daddy will use a stripper, a pimp. He'll use a crackhead. He'll use a homeless person. He'll use a dog. He'll use a cat. He'll use a baby. He'll use anything to get his point across. And that's the same. That's like the point that I'm trying to make, is that prostitute was obedient. She was obedient, and she could have traded them. She could have betrayed them and turned them in, and then everything would have been like complicated. But she was obedient to the treaty. She kept her promise. And so obedience is so important, guys. And I'll tell you, the reason why I'm touching on obedience is because Daddy says faith is the thing that pleases him the most. But obedience comes obedience is right hand in hand with faith, because when Daddy tells you to do something, you have to have the faith to understand that it's good for you, and you have to obey that. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, let's say I'm Daddy, and I tell you, I want you to open up your door. Go and open up your door. That's it. And you try to go back and forth with me. You're like, no, you try to lean on your own understanding instead of doing what Daddy told you to do. Guess what? Somebody who's got a package for you that came out of nowhere needs your signature. And because you did not open that door, they are not even going to ring the doorbell, because they have other things to do, but they know that they can't leave it there. They need you to be right then and there. They need that clockwork. Like, okay, here I come, there she is, thank God, there she is. Because what if you didn't open the door? What if you're using the restroom? Okay, you're using the restroom and they're there for like 5 minutes, you're taking a poop. And they're there for 5 minutes. They gotta go now because they got somewhere else to go. When you could have just had that door open and, you're cleaning your kitchen. And they're like, knock, knock, hey, excuse me, I have a package for you. And you go and you sign that package and it's a check. Or, it's light bulbs, or it's something that you need. It's a blessing in that box. It's a blessing on the other side of that obedience. On the other side of the wall of obedience is a blessing. That blessings and favors, they're born when you're obedient. So the wall of Jericho, it went down because of obedience. Okay, they were able to do what they had to do because Rahab obeyed the treaty. Okay, but because of the disobedience, the certain people had to die. So because of your disobedience, it's like sometimes people don't get a second chance. And that's not just with physical death. It's just like, okay, now you have to wait till next season. And who knows how long the next cycle of the season is. Could be next week, could be 3 days, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be 20 years, it could be the next generation. So that's why obedience is so detrimental. Okay, and I want to get on here and say this because whatever Daddy's telling you to do, my love, don't overthink it. Just get it done. Just get it done. And once you get it done, you feel so much better. I'm telling you, after I get done with this, I'm going to feel better because I did what my daddy told me to do. Okay? And I actually have one more word. So once that's done, then I'll really feel good because now I got that out and about. Okay? But I love you guys so much, and Daddy loves you even more because he created you. So stay blessed and highly favored, and I'll talk to you next time, okay? I love you.